the mists of dawn lifted on an autumn day in 338 BC, the pride of ancient Greece was challenged by an upstart from the north. Now, two of these states stood together against him, Thebes and Athens. In the summer of 339 BC, Philip led his men south, toward the Greek heartland. Their very march was revolutionary. Philip banned the trains of wagons that slowed an army. Each infantryman carried his own weapons and mess kit. Before Philip, Macedonian warfare had been the preserve of nobles riding small ponies in wild charges. Philip would drill his cavalry as rigorously as his infantry and train them to ride in a wedge-like formation as formidable as the phalanx. Striking the enemy line at its weakest point, his horsemen would drive it apart. It was another revolution in warfare. At a place called Chaironeia, Philip's army found their way barred by more than 30,000 Greeks. They wore heavy bronze armor and advanced with their short spears held at the shoulder. When they locked in combat, they would thrust at Philip's men from behind. The Macedonians under Caenis had a singular advantage. A sarissa, a pike up to 20 feet long, held underarm and tipped with a foot-long blade. Row upon row, bristling with pikes. This was the Macedonian phalanx.
Each man of the first rank has the points of 5 pikes extending beyond him. Those further back than the 5th rank hold theirs slanting over the shoulders of those in front, so as to protect the whole formation, keeping off by this serried mass of pikes all missiles.
The first and last ranks wore heavy breastplates. The troops within the phalanx, needing only a light shield, were relieved of the burden of armor, and Philip was relieved of its cost. Thus could he field such a large army. So long as its lines remained unbroken, this forest of pikes could not be penetrated. It was the job of the phalanx to punch a hole in the enemy line. Then the companions, the elite Macedonian cavalry, would drive their wedge through it. Philip now deployed his infantry, 30,000 men. 2,000 horsemen under his teenage son Alexander waited for their opening.
Horses and men, gleaming not with gold, not with multicolored clothes, but with iron and bronze.
$60,000 men advanced across the plain. At the height of the battle, Philip signaled his right flank to steadily fall back.
The Greek general cried out, "We've got to keep attacking until we push the enemy back to Macedonia." Philip remarked, "The Greeks don't know how to win."
On the Macedonians' right, the men kept pulling back. Sensing victory, the Greeks surged forward. What looked like retreat was a well-rehearsed trap. As the Greeks charged, their lines split. The Macedonian cavalry, led by Prince Alexander, struck at the gap. The whole Greek line buckled and broke. Vulnerable without their phalanx, they were run down by Philip's horsemen. The Greek army was destroyed. A lion would mark the graves of the Theban sacred band, an elite unit wiped out by Macedonians in a few hours.